I'm back. Yeah, the eyes have healed, I think. I'm at the bench. I was working yesterday, doing some designing. I was doing some concepts for advertising images and promotions for the products online. I like good photography for products. So I was thinking about that a lot. Yeah, I'm back. This is a show about jewelry, why we wear it, why it matters, how it's made, and what it means. I'm Alex D, and I turn cannabis into gold. I make mind-blowing jewelry in gold, silver, and platinum from cannabis plants here in Canada for stage, screen, for people who want to rock crazy jewelry. I'm the Cannabis Goldsmith. So we got this really nice collar, a dog collar. I mean, a person could wear it too if you were adventurous. But it's made out of some kind of material, some modern material. It's red in color. It looks like leather, but it's not. It looks more like silicone, but it has kind of a leathery, a strong leathery feel. Anyway, it looks good in photographs. So I bought this collar from a local designer at a craft show, and I'm going to hook a cannabis bud, a sterling silver cannabis bud onto it and shoot it in a photograph for web content and for social media content. So I was finishing this cannabis bud. These are quite large. They're maybe 2 inches or 1.5 inches long. They're heavy. You need a big dog to wear one of these, or a person. So I was thinking this is our largest size cannabis bud. And what we actually do is we take a real cannabis bud and we cast it in precious metal, in sterling silver or gold, depending or whatever. And then polish it and finish it and add detail to it. And we add a flat area on the back where we can put the dog or person's name on, engrave it into it, or any other message really. It's a nice little area that we can use in the bud. So I file a flat area into the back or the side of the bud where the name and our hallmarks can go. And it's an amazing charm for a dog. It's like a fantastic charm for a dog. But it could also be used as a keychain fob. If you put a split ring on it, you can put your cow's keys or on it, and it just has a nice feel, like those old hotel keys back in the 40s where they would hand you the key and it would be this big metal thing on the end of it, I guess so you didn't steal the key, or just because they wanted you to carry around a giant metal thing whenever you had the key. Anyway, but this is silver. This is sterling silver, so it looks absolutely amazing. It's a terrific gift, a good product. So I'm working on this bud and at the bench with my new eyes, with my new clear eyes after double cataract surgery. And yeah, it's amazing. The color it's so bright, and I have to wear reading glasses now when I'm looking underneath my magnifying hood when I'm working at the bench. But whatever, it's sharp and clear, and that's the main thing I can see. But I was thinking about this cannabis bud, and I was thinking, what else what other kind of utility can we have with this thing? Like, what can I do with it besides, a keychain fob, a dog charm? And I thought, reindeer, man, I should really photograph this fucking thing. It's Christmas, right? So if I get a nice collar and I find a reindeer and I put the bud on the collar and then put it around the reindeer's neck and then get a photograph of that. And this is how I think, right? Visually, a lot of artists think like this. It's like I got this image in my mind of the reindeer wearing the giant silver cannabis bud. And I'm thinking, holy fuck, this is a great image. I got to do this. I got to do this. And if you're an artist and your brain is usually on fire with images coming in with different ideas or different visuals or different things or concepts that you can make into art. So this was my thing. I wanted to get a reindeer and I started finessing the idea down. How can I get a reindeer for this? And how big are they? And what the fuck are reindeer anyway? Are they kind of deer? Or, I had no idea what reindeer are about. I still don't really. But anyway, you know, I thought, wow, this is gonna be a good Christmas image if I can get a reindeer. So I started Googling reindeer pictures, and just to see what they look like. And sure enough, yeah, I think this is going to be an amazing product to hang on a reindeer's neck. But where do you get reindeer? That's the thing, right? Like I'm on the St. Lawrence River near upstate New York. I'm like miles from the North Pole, literally. I mean, thousands of kilometers from the North Pole. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be hard to find reindeer. So I Googled Reindeer Near Me, and sure enough, there's a farm within 90 minutes from here that has reindeer. I kid you not. Reindeer Near Me works. So wherever you are in the world, if you Google Reindeer Near Me, you might find reindeer actually right near you. So these reindeer are at a farm maybe, I guess, 90 minutes from where I am now, or an hour's drive. And that's nothing, really, to get a good photograph. I've flown around the world to get a good photograph. So going an hour to a farm is not a big deal. So I started finessing out this idea. Okay, I get a reindeer. I can put a big, thick ribbon. I'll use ribbon. I won't use a dog collar on a reindeer. You need a really big fucking dog collar to fit a reindeer, I reckon. So nice 2-inch wide red ribbon. And then string the giant sterling silver Cannabis Bud Charm on it, and then tie that around the reindeer's neck, and then photograph. Boom, get a headshot. And that will be the nice social media image, and you know, even throw that on the website, because that would be just like a sick image for the Christmas season. So anyway, I sent this farm an email. A lot of times artists get over enthusiastic about shit. I know I do. So I really don't think of how the receiver of the email sees my emails, but I just did this morning, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they must be thinking, who the fuck is this guy, right? This guy wants to photograph our reindeer with a cannabis bud around its neck. Like, I mean, if the farm owners are in any way religious, this is definitely not going to work. And or if they're old people, it might not work either, unless they're using cannabis medically, like I am. They would understand that. So I'm trying to figure out what I said. This email. Oh, hi, I'm a jewelry designer in the area, and I want to photograph your reindeer with one of our giant cannabis buds around its neck, a sterling silver on a red 2-inch ribbon. And then I sent a picture. This is always helpful if you're a creative and you're trying to communicate with non-creative people, okay? If you describe an image to them, like I'm doing to you in audio, like if you tell them about it, they might not get it because they might not think visually. So it's always good to send photographs, I've found over the years, so people can understand what you're trying to say. It's really, really hard to communicate visual ideas in audio. I'm trying here in this podcast to do it. I don't know if it's working. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about, but like picture a reindeer standing in a snowy field with looking at you, headshot, red ribbon around its neck with a giant silver cannabis bud hanging on it. You get that, don't you? But see, some people might not. They can't put that together visually in their brain. So the way to communicate with those people is to send them pictures, and pictures that are similar looking to what you want to do. So what I did was I sent a picture of a reindeer head, a headshot of a reindeer I found on Google. That is not mine. But just this is how close I want to get. This gives them the idea of you know, the angle you want to shoot it at or whatever. So I said, I want to shoot it at this angle. And then here is a picture of the bud that we use, and on a 2-inch ribbon. And that would give them an idea at least as to what I'm talking about. Now, whether they'll get back to me or not is another thing, because it's Christmas, and I guess if you're a reindeer farmer at Christmas, this is your busy season. So reindeer, the reindeer are probably being schlepped to shopping malls all around, and like county fairs and petting zoos and all this stuff. The old reindeer he's probably working nonstop from now till Christmas. So it might be tough to get in there and get a photo of the reindeer. So if I can't do this, I was thinking, okay, if they don't respond, okay, I get it. I understand. I mean, this is busy reindeer time. So what can I do? Maybe I can... See, this is where AI is going to come in to play in a lot of creative shit and marketing. Like when the AI gets good enough, you'll be able to create a picture of a reindeer wearing your product. It's not going to be real, but it might look real. And I don't want to go there. Like, I don't want to go there. I'd rather photograph it for real. Now, granted, this might be old school, and there'll come a point in time when this might not make sense anymore. It probably still doesn't make sense even now, if you have access to the high-end AI visual tools. But I want to shoot real things. I want to photograph a real fucking reindeer, and I want my product on it, and that's what I want to do. And I'm not going to create a cartoon reindeer. That's not the look I'm going for. I'm not going to create a computer-generated reindeer, because that's not the look I'm going for either. I want the real one. Otherwise, I'll just like, fuck that shit. I'll move on to another idea, a marketing idea. So I don't know. As a designer and a marketer, somebody who wears a bunch of hats, and a photographer, my brain is continuously on fire with ideas like this. Okay, here's the product. How will it look visually in an ad? How will it look visually in a video? How can I connect it to a cultural circumstance or event, Christmas, for example, connecting a product to Christmas, or not, or avoiding that completely, or taking a different spin on the Christmas marketing that everyone is fucking sick of. It's just terrible. Anyway. So that was my idea for the Cannabis Bud dog charm, DOGBUD, the large-sized sterling silver dog bud. We're going to hang it on a reindeer. Now, if I can't do this, I'm not going to use AI, and if the farmers don't get back to me because they're too busy or for whatever reason, I'm going to still use a reindeer image in one of the social media posts. I'll just get a reindeer, and I'll do something creative with it, and put a bud in the image, and so people will get the idea by inference, or the hinted idea or suggestion of the idea. Maybe I'll put the collar and the bud in the image, and then have the reindeer in the background from another source. Something you can do all kinds of stuff like this. But granted, I mean, you can spend too much time on it too, because nobody's going to see these images on social media, really. They go by so quickly. 1 second, boom, gone. You've spent 4 days making it, and nobody's even going to look at it. So unless it's an ad, and you pay for distribution of it. So what I'm looking at is creating an image as an ad, and if it's good enough, I'll pay for distribution of it. If not, the image will go on the website to promote the products, or it'll be an image I can send people by email. If I get a sales inquiry come in from the States for a product, and they say, okay, here, we're interested in one of your dog buds for our giant Doberman or whatever in sterling silver. Can you make us one? And yeah, totally. And I can send them. They even work on reindeer, and here's a picture of like a reindeer, over the Christmas period. I mean, this is the kind of stuff, this personal marketing stuff is what's really important, I think, in connecting with consumers. If you make products that are rare and unique and different than mass-produced products. This is where we have an advantage in marketing. We have such great product knowledge about the products we make because we make them and we know every stage of their process, the making process. We can answer absolutely any question about the product. We know it intimately. And so when I sell a product, a jewelry piece to somebody, I know it because it's like a familiar thing that I've spent hours working on. So when somebody buys something from us, this is what they're getting. And when we try and communicate the value of our products to people, I mean, the way I look at our own products is, oh, yes, they're handmade. Yes, they're rare. Yes, they're unique and different, and they're cannabis related. Some of them are not. We have a DJ collection. You know, there's different little areas. But to communicate this, or auditorial with audio, like I'm doing now, I don't know how successful it is, because if you're communicating with a person who doesn't think visually, then they're not getting that when you're talking to them about it. So social media, I think, might be training everyone to think visually and not consider the audio. There's like music tracks and stuff playing with the video. So I think in a way, maybe social media is training us all to think in these weird 15 or 8-second video drive-bys with a little bit of sound playing. Sad, really. But I don't need to do that. I mean, what I'll do with Tribe, with the brand, is focus 100% on quality and our customers. We don't have to sell millions of products. We're a brand that sells very few, very high quality products. And that's what we do. That's what we make. That's our specialty. So the reindeer idea, it might not work, but I'll get something out of that. And as the idea about the imagery around the bud, you know, what can we do with this bud? Like, that's such a great piece of jewelry. What other applications does it have besides reindeer and dogs? I mean, I thought on a belt, a men's belt, just hung right by the zipper on the crotch, a giant silver bud on the, you know how some people wear keys on their belt? I do sometimes, because I can leave my keys everywhere. So I have like a carabiner that I clip it onto my belt. And that way I don't leave my keys in some other jacket or in a door somewhere. I'm always doing that. I was always doing that until I clipped them onto my belt. So sometimes I'll wear my keys on my belt as a necessity. So imagine instead of keys there, you have a bud, a silver bud hanging off one of the loops on your belt, a steel D-ring or something, with a giant cannabis bud, or a leaf, or even a large cannabis leaf. This would be interesting. I mean, at an event, at a club, something, and it would be high lit under a jacket if you were wearing a jacket over it, and you unbuttoned your jacket, and this would be apparent on the belt. I think it might be an interesting piece. I mean, this is not, again, for everybody, but it might be an interesting look if you're at an award show, or you're at somewhere where you're standing up on stage where people can see the full length of you. And when you do this, and granted, this is not for tech bros who are wearing t-shirts and jeans, although it might be. You could clip it on a belt with jeans, and it would look great. Okay, so you see how this is going. Thinking visually, reindeer. And there's just a whole bunch of shit going on, visually, audio. The technical aspects of making the product. How are we going to hang it on the belt? How can people use this on the reindeer? How do they get it on their dog? And what happens if the dog is tearing through bush and it catches? And we're thinking about all this kind of stuff, right? We're thinking about how the products are worn in daily wear. But they're precious metal. They're of value too. It's not something that's going to be in the landfill. So we're always thinking about that too with our products. They're meant to last and meant to be gifted and given to other people. So do a search for Reindeer Near You, and you might find some to check out over the Christmas season. That's what I'm suggesting here. This is an inside Google tip, an SEO tip here from Alex D in the jewelry design studio. If you're looking to get in the Christmas spirit, go hang out with some reindeer and get a photo, if you can, with one. So the reindeer in question apparently are going to be in a nearby town on December 2nd. So if I don't hear back from these people, the farmers, I'm going to introduce myself at the Christmas fair. And I'm going to say, look, I'm the guy that sent you the email. I'm not as weird maybe as the email sounded, but here I am in person, and this is what I want to do. Here's what the bud looks like. I'll show it to them, and we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna give up and create my own material from sources that I can license to use on our advertising and marketing product. So anyway, that's how an idea works and becomes. That's how a marketing concept evolves around a product for a jeweler. I mean, a lot of jewelers don't think about marketing, and they should. A lot of jewelry designers, a lot of people don't think about marketing the products, but it's all marketing. I think the people who have used social media, you know, the people who were growing up eating Tide Pods and using social media, they understand that everything is marketing. Everything is the way things are presented. And our products are more than that, though. They're actually made of precious metals, so they have to be presented well and differently. But also the fact that they are valuable has to be presented as well in our stuff. So that's what we're doing. And a reindeer does that too, actually, because a reindeer is valuable. A reindeer is the key. I mean, how could Santa get anywhere without the reindeer, really? So yeah, so like this adds like an apparent kind of weight, reindeer weight to the product. But a good dog will do this too. If you have a nice looking dog, I mean, a silver, sterling silver, or even a gold, if you can afford it, one of our solid gold charms on your dog would be like just amazing. I mean, frankly, just stunning. But yeah, anyway, I'm just having fun with this. It's so nice to be back in the studio, in the design studio, and I haven't shot a photo yet, so I'm a bit nervous about it, to be honest. And I'm at the bench doing filing and grinding and shaping and drilling out areas of pieces and polishing. I'm doing that great. A little nervous about stepping behind my camera again in the studio to photograph an image, because I haven't done that since before the eye surgery. And everything is different now. The color is different. The sharpness is different. Everything about my eyes is different. I'm seeing full range color now. So it's like I'm a bit nervous as to what the first image will look like. But you'll get to see it because I'm going to put it on our Instagram account. I think maybe I'll start putting a few more pictures there just for fun. Our Instagram account is at TRIBEDOTCA, at tribe.ca, one word. So go there and you'll see the picture I'm going to shoot today on a red collar with a sterling silver bud, if I can get this photo the way I want it to look, with my new eyes. So I'm going to attempt that today. And what I'm going for is just a clean, I'm going for the red color for Christmas, the silver because it's silver and I like silver. The buckling on this collar is silver, although it's stainless steel. But the bud is silver, so you'll get to see the contrast in the metals. I think it'll look really great in a photograph. Against dark background again. I'm going to use a sheet of polished, kind of a granite, a black granite. It has little flecks in it, and I'm going to use that as a background. So there'll be some detail in the background, but not much. And the focus of the eyes will be on the bud and the collar. I think that's what the image, I see in my brain how the image is going to look when I photograph it today. But like I say, I'm a little nervous about doing it because this will be the first image I've shot with my new eyes, and I'm like, in a studio. I mean, I'm using my phone all the time taking pictures, but it's a different thing to photograph in the studio. Maybe I should do a whole show about that. But yeah, I can't wait to get in and start shooting images now that we're working. Okay. What else is going on? Another product I told you about last week for the DJ collection. This is a turntable ingot we're making. We've got the design almost done now. I've made master models in wood, in plastic. I know how it feels. I know how it looks. I know how the weights are. I'm doing some tiny little adjustments to the design, and then we're gonna output the first one. Hopefully by Christmas, we're gonna cast the first giant sterling silver turntable ingot for Technics 1200 turntables for DJs in their studios, in their home studios to use. Or I mean, this is just going to be a sick piece for audiophiles too. Audiophiles will love this turntable. This vinyl turntable weight that we're making in sterling silver. Also gold too, if you can afford it. We can make them in 10-karat gold. That'd be sick. So that's it. I'm like, I started this podcast today. I was going to talk about reindeer, and I think we did, but also I'm just so excited and enthused to be back and working, making things again. You know, I'm grateful. Thank you, iGods and Good Surgeon, for making that a reality. You know, I might do a show on photography, I think, next week. And by photography here, I'm talking about video too, shooting video. I'm still new at the video thing, but I'm shooting it. And if you know photography, you can shoot video. I'm pretty certain about that. If you have your photography basics down, you can do that. I notice now there's stuff happening in photography, which I'll talk about in the photography episode, about how photography is changing across the cultural spectrum in the way the images are looking. Everything is overly sharp and overly saturated, as opposed to the way it is in IRL, in real life. And people are becoming used to things being overly saturated. And this is translating into the colors of products being brighter and stuff at the shops and stores, and imagery. The imagery is changing completely. So that'd be a whole show there, I think. Anyway, that's it for me, the Cannabis Goldsmith. Not much of a show today, but reindeer are important, I got to tell you. And Christmas is coming. Start thinking about that. I have one giant Cannabis Bud in sterling silver. It's our largest size dog bud left in the studio for sale. It's the one I'm photographing now. If you want it, send me an email, alexd@cannabisgoldsmith.com. And your dog will be really happy for Christmas. But trust me, this is huge. So you need a really big dog for this bud. It's not going to work on a small dog because it's heavy. You need a small dog with a big neck, or a strong small dog, or better, a large dog like a Doberman or a bully, something really big, to wear this big sterling silver Cannabis Bud dog charm, or people charm, or reindeer charm. The Cannabis Goldsmith is produced by Tribe Communications Inc. in the Thousand Islands area of Ontario, Canada. You can see what we do at tribe.ca. Send us an email, alexd@cannabisgoldsmith.com. Thanks for listening, And we'll see you next week on the Cannabis Goldsmith.
Ah.